Hi everyone, it's Gina Lee here today for my 8-week post-op. That's right, 2 months exactly. I'm so excited. Um, I I'll start with my stats. Sorry, I'm a little preoccupied today. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery on December 9th, 2017, and my starting weight, my highest weight was 238, and I lost 10 pounds on pre-op. And today I weigh in at 200.6. So that is exactly 37.4 pounds altogether, 27 cents in 8 weeks. So if you're counting post-op, 27 pounds. Did I say that right? Yeah, 27.4. So I'm really excited about that. I have not had any stalls, which is just a blessing to me. I was gone for last weekend to Portland, and it was hard for me to follow everything perfectly. But I think because I have such restrictions in my stomach still, I was able to lose because I came back from Portland and I lost 3.6. And then today since Wednesday, 2.2. So that makes me very excited to know that that I can actually do this. And I think I said in a video that I kind of fell into bad eating habits. I had some chips and dip while I was in Portland, and I had one little cookie bar that I've never had any sweets before. So I was surprised how easily I could fall back, but I'm back on track now. So I lost my job yesterday, and it was devastating. It still is, but I'm a single woman and I pay for my own stuff. So, it's tough. The hardest part about it is I've been fired from the same company before. Why I ever went back, I don't know, I guess to redeem myself, and then they let me go again anyway. So, I have a few things going through my head. Number one is money. What am I going to do for money? And number two is I'm not worthy because they let me go for some reason. I don't even know why. They said they were making changes, but I don't know why. So that is upsetting to me that I didn't have an opportunity to correct that. And I'm thinking of moving. My daughter moved away to Tennessee and my family's in Oregon. So there's really nothing holding me here in Tucson other than the beautiful weather that we have all the time, especially today. But I try to follow the whispers of the universe, and I always talk about it in my posts, listen to the whispers on Facebook. I've written it in my book and things like that. But so we live this life and we go about our life. We can either plan or we can just fly by the seat of our pants, whatever way, you might be one or the other, or maybe somewhere in between. I've always been a planner, and I always thought that you had to just plan your whole life out. Maybe not all at once, but I mean, step by step, everything had to be a plan. And then a few years ago, when I left my husband at the time on a vacation to Hawaii, on the first day I got there, I turned around and took a bus back to the airport and flew back home. I listened to the whispers, and I am still glad that I did that. I don't have any regrets about that. Do I wish I would have made it work with my ex? Yes, but it was, in my opinion, one-sided. So I felt that as much as I was trying to work things out, this is just me. I mean, there's always three sides to a story, right? Mine, his, and the truth. But I just felt like I was spinning my wheels after so long. So out of the blue, I up and left on this Hawaiian vacation and came back home. And I packed all my stuff and I moved back to Tucson because we were just moving to Vegas. So I listened to the whispers, and I am grateful for that. And so I've been learning to listen more often. The way I do that is through meditation. And meditation is a beautiful tool to help you work through anything that's going on in your life. It's easy. I know some people are afraid of it. Some people don't know how to do it. Some people question it. But literally all you have to do is sit down and close your eyes. If you're a beginner, I suggest listening to a 5-minute guided meditation on YouTube, or you can find it on Spotify. Or if you want me to help you with that, I'd love to help you. I do my own guided meditations I can do with you over the phone, but meditation has really helped me, along with yoga, and then my spiritual teacher, Barbara DeAngelis, and all the books I've read. So With that being said, I'm going to listen to this whisper, which is telling me to move out of Tucson. And I guess sometimes, and you may feel this way too, that you don't know you're doing the right thing until you actually do it, because you can always question it, and you're never going to question it once you do it. So I'm so grateful, though, that I did have this surgery when I did, because otherwise, if I would have had it or thought about it now, I would have canceled my appointment because I wouldn't have been able to afford it. I did pay cash in Mexico for my surgery, so I'm still paying on it because I put it on my credit card and it was $5,000. But it was a lot cheaper than the other route I was going here in the States. So I have definitely do not have any regrets about that. And I think it's helping me to be able to have the confidence I need to move out of the city and do what I need to do for myself. So, wish me luck, and we'll see. And if any of you are in the area that I end up going to, then I look forward to meeting you. So, with my post-op being 8 weeks out, I ran across something on the internet that I just wanted to go over with you. There are 24 practical tips before and after surgery. And so if you're pre-op, these are pretty much essential for you to do. Number one is quit smoking. Smoking's not healthy for any of us anyway, so quit smoking is kind of obvious, but especially to quit smoking before surgery, because there could be complications from the fact that you're a smoker. It says also to prepare yourself for a liquid diet at least 2 weeks before. I know my friend that's having surgery probably next month, she doesn't have to do a liquid diet and or any type of preoperative diet. So that was one reason why I picked that same doctor here in the US, but my insurance didn't cover it. So I was excited I didn't have to do a pre-op, and then it turned into Mexico wanted a pre-op 2 weeks. And actually the center that I chose in Mexico had a really good pre-op diet. We could have like 6 ounces of protein for lunch. I think I had more for dinner as well. A shake for breakfast, and like a soup for dinner, and a salad. I had a salad for lunch too. So it wasn't just liquids, which was nice. So I highly suggest, if you have a date scheduled for your surgery, to start weaning yourself off the foods that aren't so good for you. And I know that's hard because they have those food funerals and things like that. Well, have your food funeral, early, and then just start on the right process, because it also coincides with number 10, which they should have put it third. Prepare yourself mentally. So it says apart from the things that you need to prepare for surgery, you have to ensure that you're also mentally ready. You must be aware of the pros and cons, the effects and changes and commitment that you need for the follow-up medical care. It's a real mind game, this food thing. It really is. And I don't know how mentally prepared one of us could be. Maybe there's some of you out there that really have some tips on that. I'd love to hear about them, even though I'm post-op, because this is a real game mentally almost more than physically. And if you've been doing it for a long time, eating the wrong foods, then you're going to find this to be difficult. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I just wanted to take a big bite. Like after the couple first weeks when I could finally eat something like cottage cheese, I wanted to just take a big old bite. And I did a couple times, and then I spit it out because I knew there was no way I could swallow it. So for me, that was part of the mental game. And then like yesterday when I got let go, I went home and I looked all through the cupboards to find anything sweet, like honey or jam or something that I could just eat that was sweet. I was just craving it. I didn't need it, and I didn't even really want to eat. But fortunately, I didn't find anything. I think I had one of my calcium chewables, which tastes sweet, so that was a good thing. And then I wanted chips, which I don't have in the house, and I could have gone down to the street and got some, but I didn't. So this is just a game for us in our heads, and you've got to be mentally prepared. So it says have an open and steady communication with your bariatric surgeon. For those of us that have been to Mexico, we have a communication with either the coordinators of the center, and they all kind of work the same, and or a nurse. So you can stay in communication with those people or find a support group. I suggest that too. I also highly suggest Dr. V on YouTube, because he has a ton of information regarding all sorts of different things, pre-op and post-op, regarding VSG. And the book, The Ultimate Sleeve Surgery, I think, by Dr. Vong, V-U-O-N-G. Get it, it's good. No alcohol a week before your operation. So it may trigger an upset stomach, it says. It can pass through the gastric sleeve swiftly, and patients must know that they are more prone to the effects of alcohol compared to when they haven't gone through surgery, which is a good thing because I don't really drink, but I can't wait to just like try it and see if it gives me kind of a buzz, just because it would be fun and not have to like drink a whole bunch to get that buzz. So I'll let you know. Um, this is again the change of the diet plan before the surgery. The liquids. This says skim milk. I don't drink milk. I don't recommend milk, but I would recommend soy milk or almond milk, something like that. Again, the support group, your family, your friends, maybe someone online, Facebook, things like that. Says to get ready with your clothes. Since you know you're going to lose a lot of weight, especially on the start of your recovery, it is advisable that you wear and prepare comfortable and adjustable clothing. I don't get that. I mean, you might want to prepare for what you're going to wear in surgery or right after, but I don't know why you need to prepare, but that's just whatever. You can prepare if you want. Pack your things ahead of time. I'm always a big planner, so when I'm on vacation or going on vacation, I'll pack all my stuff ahead of time. So I do suggest you pack what you need because you might forget something. So if you're a procrastinator, try not to procrastinate on that and actually put the things that you need in your suitcase for surgery. If you're going to Mexico, you're going to need to stay a few days longer. You need more things to pack. Conform to preoperative assessment before gastric sleeve, the evaluation to make sure you're a good fit and candidate. I would like to know if there are some of you that was denied because you were not a good fit and your evaluation was poor. I just don't know much about that and why you wouldn't be a good candidate for it mentally, because to be honest with you, I don't know how much mentally you can really be prepared. So that's just me, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And especially if you've been denied. I think there was one girl that it's Patricia, and she was supposed to have surgery in January, and she was really worried about her evaluation. And I thought the evaluation was a piece of cake for me. I don't even think they really put big efforts into the evaluation where I was going here in Tucson. So I'd like to know what happened to you if you had your surgery, and then also if there's any of you out there that failed your evaluation. And submit your medical records and be honest about it, right? Be open and honest about it, because it's only hurting you if you're not. If you've had surgery, this is for after surgery, so your post-op, is to follow the diet strictly. The hardest is the week you can only have clear liquids. So for me, we were supposed to have clear liquids the first 3 days before surgery. So day 1, 2, and the day of surgery was the third day, nothing at all. That was tough, especially when you know you don't have a helper like your tool, they call it, your stomach, that was smaller. So it was tough, but I made it through it. And then after that, after surgery, the first couple of days, sure, you're scared. I was scared, and I drank very small sips of water. But then there was just a point where I really wanted something to chew on and to eat. So I compared what my surgery center said in Mexico to the one here in the US, because I had gone through all the whole 6 months of this process here. And this one said after 3 days we could have full liquids, meaning shakes. This one did not. So I went with kind of half and half. I did a little bit of both. And I ended up just fine with that. So, but it's a big game again. And, eating just chicken broth and sugar-free Jell-O and popsicles and things like that, that gets old. And it plays with your head. It does. So be sure to follow the diet though. The ghrelin, I don't know if I'm saying that right, GHRELIN, hunger hormone, is in the stomach. That's an interesting thing to read up on. I'm still a little bit confused on it, but I guess because the hormone isn't there in your stomach anymore, that when you fill up, it goes faster to your brain because it's not the hormone telling you you're full or not full, it's actually your stomach telling you. I don't know. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, but that makes sense, that why you get so full so quick. And why did we have that hormone to begin with? If our stomach could tell us, why did we need a hormone to tell us? I don't know. Fill me in. Limit your movement and activities. We were told 6 weeks of no activities. I think even sex, which wasn't a problem for me anyway. But I am a yoga teacher. I don't do yoga when I teach, but I was trying to do a couple poses, and I thought, gosh, this isn't very good for me. And also, I love yoga, power yoga. So I waited 6 weeks, like 5.5, and I could tell, there was a little bit of pulling or something, but I figured it wasn't my stomach. It was more so the muscles around it that were a little tender. And I've been back about a week or 2 now doing yoga, and I feel really good. So I'm so excited to get my practice back full time. But walking is recommended right away. Avoid eating too much or too fast. I don't know your body will tell you. So if you're a little concerned, like you're worried about how much am I going to be able to swallow or eat, your body will tell you. It sounds like a natural thing. I don't know. It was natural for me. I did watch videos on it and I wondered how much you could swallow or whatever. I can drink quite a bit right now of water, but the food too. When you don't chew it enough or you eat too much quickly, then you'll know. Just trust me. But always remember to chew 25 times, 30 times, however many times you need to, but at least 20, because that's something we should have been taught as kids. We should have been taught to put down our fork between bites and to chew super slowly because it's good for your digestive system. And to not be having that next bite on your fork ready to eat before you even finish swallowing the first one. That's crazy. Why do we do that? We do, though. Drink more liquids and eat a high fiber food to avoid constipation, and start exercising. So water, of course, they say 64 ounces. Sometimes they say 100 ounces. Sometimes they say twice your body weight in ounces. It's very important to do that. Also, the protein is super important. So make sure you keep those things up. Avoid greasy foods because they may trigger to diarrhea, loose stools, or you start feeling sick to your stomach. Take your vitamins as a defense against vitamin deficiencies, such as acne. Well, I haven't heard anyone talk about acne, but I don't know. Take them because they're good for you. Hair loss is another thing. They say to have your protein, your biotin. There's like follicle foods or something for your hair. I've been taking biotin, but I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be taking that or not because I have a thyroid issue, so I want to talk to my doctor about that. Keep track of your checkup, so make sure to go to your doctor. Now, if you do not have a doctor that you can see on a regular basis because you've gone to Mexico, then just talk to your regular GP. And, don't be afraid, because how many times have you gone through life being afraid? Like me right now. I'm afraid to make these changes of moving. But do I have a choice anymore? No. So it's kind of like the universe kicked it into high gear for me. It's something I probably want, and I hope I want it, and I hope it's a beautiful thing for me, but I am afraid. So we live in fear more often than we realize. And if you really sit back and think about it and the fear and what are you actually afraid of, you might find you don't even really know what the reason is behind the fear. So be honest with your doctor. If they do say, I can't see you anymore because you went to Mexico, go to another doctor. We all need to do what we need to do, but always live without fear. That's it for now. I I'm so grateful for this community. I say it all the time, but I especially mean it today because, to me, losing my job was a big deal. I pride myself on doing a good job, and I don't know why I was let go. So it makes me wonder, but I can't live in the past. So I have to keep moving forward, and you guys are a part of it. So I really appreciate you even caring, even though we've never met. So thank you so much. And I hope you have a beautiful week. And I will see you next Saturday. Bye.